Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode on the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we start the episode out with an announcement. Gibbs Racing announces that Erik Jones will not be in the 20 car next season. Just like real life, Erik will be moved down into the JGR Xfinity program, and the driver of the 20 Cup Series car is to be determined. An announcement on that coming up in another episode or two before the playoffs start now. So I think looking at the statistics, it's going to come down between myself, Harrison Burton, and Riley Herbst for that 20 car in the Xfinity Series. And looking at the statistics, I think we're going to be the one getting chosen to drive the number 20 Cup Series car here for Gibbs Racing next season. We've done a great job so far with the hot seats and whatnot, so I think we are well worthy of that spot. So Erik Jones will be down in the Xfinity program. So basically it's going to be a swap. Whoever goes up into his spot in the Cup Series is where he's going to go. He's going to replace that driver in the JGR squad in the Xfinity Series. But here we are in Watkins Glen, as you can see, where I had a very solid qualifying effort. Qualified P4 for this race, and I was moving my way up to P2 here on the very first and opening lap in Watkins Glen as we dive down into the bus stop here behind first place at this point of Austin Cindric for Penske in the number 22 car. Going down into the carousel there, closing up a little bit on him, and then we came through to start the final lap already, and we just kind of continued to close in a little bit as this stage went on. We come through now into the bus stop for the final time here in stage one, right up to the back now of Austin Cindric as we came down into the carousel, almost getting into his back bumper, and then sure enough, down this final little straightaway heading down towards the penultimate corner, we get the run on Cindric. We send it up the inside here into the penultimate corner and try to take over the lead and get a stage victory. A little bit of contact there, fender to fender, but we keep it straight here as we go down into the final corner. Cindric has the advantage, but we're going to get the launch off the corner, and we're going to fight back and take the lead away from Cindric at the line to win stage one here in Watkins Glen. So we start the episode off with a stage victory, the second final road course of the season here in the Xfinity Series. So I said in the last episode I was very confident coming into this race here in Watkins Glen. I always have a great run at the Glen. So clearly showing that with a P1 in stage one. I don't know if the quality is a little bit different on this video. I was having problems with the recording and just when I'm doing the commentary it looks a little bit off, but I'm not sure how it will come out in the video. But either way, I can't do anything about it at this point, obviously. Now as we start the second stage from P1 here in Watkins Glen, and I brake way too early into turns one. Cindric goes to the lead, and we nearly lose the second position as well here, but we do clear Chase Briscoe and hold on to that second spot here as we come through the S's. Already though closing in quickly on the back of Austin Cindric now as we are within a car length or so of him as we come through the exit of the S's. We're going to dive to the left hand side, and he's gonna just like back out of the throttle when I got to the left hand side, so we easily take the lead here at the Glen, and I would just drive away at this point with the stage victory. We come through to the final lap of stage two through the penultimate corner now. Cindric still second place, but he couldn't quite close the gap on myself now as he drifted a little bit further back, but he actually was able to stay with us fairly decently here as we came through out of the final corner. We're going to come through to win stage one, and now we're going to cross the line to win stage two. So we sweep the first two stages here at Watkins Glen, and obviously we're just set up perfectly going into this third and final stage. Definitely learned a lot from that restart there at the beginning of stage two. I know I can brake a little bit later going into turns one. I've always, since like NASCAR Heat 3, I've had problems braking into turns one at Watkins Glen. The AI always seemed to be able to get into that corner so much better than myself, but either way, the final stage, stage three, is underway. 6 laps to go here, so not a whole lot of time in Watkins Glen as we dive down into turns one. The 22 of Cindric outbrakes me, but this time we at least stay alongside him now as we come through, getting back onto the track, running over the curb as we're going to be side by side through the S's here, trying to make sure I don't lose that lead to the 22 of the Penske driver of Austin Cindric. Sure enough, on the exit of the S's, we are almost clear. He actually still hangs on my right rear here as we go down this straightaway, but we do clear him now, and after that we're just going to try and drive away and hang on to the win. And sure enough, we would open up that gap to Cindric as he still ran P2. We came to 4 laps to go. obviously with a very comfortable lead. And we come through to just 2 to go, and same situation. We were driving away from Cindric, no pressure at all from behind. We came through to start the final lap here, and Watkins Glen, a very lackluster race this was in terms of just chaos and whatnot. It was just a very easy glide to the win for myself here as we came through the bus stop now on the final lap, getting through there very calmly and carefully, and then we came through down towards the penultimate corner here for the final time. So we took the lead from Cindric on the last lap, on the last corner in stage 1, and since then we've been dominating this race, and we come through the final corner, get through there very smoothly, and we're going to exit here and come through to get the win number 7 on the season in Watkins Glen. I think someone mentioned that 7 wins is like the most in real life that a rookie has been able to get in the Xfinity Series, and that was Christopher Bell back a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but if I am correct, we may have just tied the record for most wins by a rookie in an Xfinity Series season, and we still haven't even finished the regular season. We're very close, though. I must say, I think we're like 4 races away, so it's going to be close. I think we can definitely get another few wins. The playoffs in the Xfinity Series don't always go to my likings, and that's why I feel like we always struggle in the Xfinity Series playoffs. We can never seem to win a championship, but we'll see how it goes this time around. But win number 7 on the season as we would now jump into the next race at Dover here, and qualifying effort compared to the Glen was atrocious. We qualified 4th at Watkins Glen, while we come around to Dover where we qualified P15. So 11 positions worse that was. Now as we dive down towards turns 1 here behind the 22 of Austin Cindric, the driver that we were battling with a little bit here at Watkins Glen for that first position. Obviously we were able to drive away from him and win that race, but now we're here back in the oval racing. Surprisingly though, the 6 of the 7 wins we've had this season have been on ovals. Obviously, yeah, I consider myself to be like, I love oval racing, but I consider myself to be more of a road course racer, or at least I consider myself to be better at road course racing, I should say, now as we come through out of turns 2 side by side with the 51 of Jeremy Clements here as we go down this back straightaway towards turns 3. So we're going to climb up into P12. Dover, not the greatest track for myself here in the Xfinity Series, and it shows because by the time we came to the final lap in stage 1, I had still been running P13 as Jesse Little holds on to P12, so we didn't really make up any ground that stage. We started, P15? We gained 2 spots in stage 1. Not so far the greatest start of a race for us now as we get ready to go green for stage 2. But obviously we're getting close to crunch time with the playoff picture right now. So the 3 drivers on the kind of the bubble right now are Austin Cindric, we got Ryan Sieg, as well as our teammate of Riley Herbst. I touched on this last episode, but we're really starting to look into that because there is only a handful of races left in the regular season, and those 3 drivers are the only ones in without wins right now, and they should all be relatively safe as long as we don't get a surprise winner. But Daniel Hemrick is one of the drivers on the outside of the playoffs who still has a chance to point his way in, so it's not going to be an easy glide to the playoffs for those 3 drivers that we were talking about now as we came through in stage 2, already on the final lap, and once again I had gone nowhere. We come through out of turns 4. Gregson actually gets to my inside. We finished P5, or sorry, not P5, P13 again here in stage 2. I was looking at the lap count there, but so not a good effort at all now here in stage 2, but I'm very confident we've been able to kind of turn rough first 2 stages into still top 10 efforts in these races this season, and I think that's what makes us a very good contender for this championship. So hopefully we can do that again here now as the 3rd stage is underway. So far, no stage points. Can we turn this thing into a top 10? 13 laps to go. We're going to find out here as we dive down into turns 1, into the back there of the 4 of Jesse Little now as we come through turns 1 and 2. So maybe a little bit of damage there on the front end of the car as the 7 of Justin Allgaier leads the way right now as we come through into turn 3. Harrison Burton, our teammate, up there in the mix. You see Riley Herbst, our other teammate, all the way on the outside. I think that we can pretty much write him off of a chance to get into a JGR Cup car next season. It's really down to between myself and Harrison Burton, and obviously, like I said, I think we've proven that we're going to be the one that should get that ride in the 20 car for the Cup Series next season now, especially with another win this episode now as we came through on 11 laps ago, now up inside the top 10 here in Dover now, as we would take P7 away from Jesse Little now on lap 20, coming to 8 to go at this point. So we're doing a very good job here as we would run down the 21 of Anthony Alfredo with just 4 laps to go. Harrison Burton was actually out front at this point now as we came through out of turns 2 on lap 27, just 2 to go. We passed the 21 of Alfredo, then we came to start the final lap. Harrison Burton still out front, so we just went and won at Watkins Glen, really solidifying our position to get that 20 Cup Series car. But Harrison Burton's going to back it up here with a victory in Dover as we come through turns 3 and out of turns 4 now, as we're going to hang on to a top 10. So no stage points at all, no top 10s in stage 1 and 2, but we get a very solid finish here at least in Dover. Harrison Burton picks up the victory. He started the season, the first like half the season, he didn't really do much in terms of wins, and now as we've gotten into the later part of the regular season, Harrison Burton has turned it up, and I consider him to be one of our biggest contenders right now here on the Xfinity Series. But this would now take us into the third and final race of this episode here in Daytona now, as the green flag is underway. We would obviously be starting, unfortunately, at the back of the field here behind the number 93 car. I have absolutely no idea actually who that guy is in that car, to be completely honest now, as we would try to get down towards the bottom when we have the chance here down into turns 1. Unfortunately, being in the back, we got to make sure we do not lose that draft, which it looks like so far we're actually at risk of losing it, but we do have a car behind us, so it should not be too much of an issue. And it was actually Daniel Hemrick, the one driver on the outside looking in right now in the playoffs, that could realistically still point his way in there, as I made some contact with the back of the 93 now, unfortunately, there, as we both kind of just moved down together, and that didn't work out. So right now we are in last place as we come through turn 3, but we would fight our way back. Riley Herbst actually moves down into that last spot. We get to the inside of Daniel Hemrick, and I just got to this inside lane and started moving my way forwards. By the time we came to the final lap of stage 1, all the way up into P24, going up the inside of that car there now as we come through down the front stretch, coming in through the tri-oval. So it would be P22 here in stage 1, so cannot complain too much about that stage effort now as we get ready to go green for stage 2 here in Daytona. So unfortunately, we will be restarting on the outside lane, but so far we've at least worked our way up though towards almost the top 20, which hopefully we can get towards the top 10 to set us up perfectly for that third and final stage now, as the green flag is out. And once again, we are underway here in Daytona for stage 2. Austin Hill on my inside, Watermelon Boy, Ross Chastain just in front of me there in the number 10 car. 2 laps to decide the stage 2 results, just like the stage 1 was. Now, as we're going to be 3 wide here with Austin Hill and Alex LeBay, but I got into the back of Chastain. That slowed me up quite a bit now as I get down towards this left lane. There was kind of 3 lanes going here on this restart, but I did not get a good launch there, and I did nothing in stage 2. We come straight to the final lap here, and I had gone nowhere. I was still about P22, P23 there as we come across the line. So P21 was where it was in stage 2. So I gained like 1 position compared to our stage 1 effort. So very, very unfortunate there now, as we would only have like 6 laps to go or something like that for the start of the third and final stage here in Daytona. Fortunately, we will be starting on the inside lane here. This will be our last plate race, I believe, as well, for the Xfinity Series season now, as we are underway now, because keep in mind the Xfinity Series does not go to Talladega in the playoffs now, as we are underway, 6 laps to go, and I'm still confident we can get a good finish out of this now. Unfortunately, way further down the order than I wanted to be at this point here in Daytona, but like I said, confident we can still get a good result out of it now, as Justin Allgaier leads the way here in that number 7 JRM car, another driver that's really seemed to be turning it up towards the final races of this regular season, along with, like I mentioned earlier, my teammate of Harrison Burton now, as we came through on lap 14 of 17, now going up the inside of Ross Chastain. We were now up inside the top 15 and making these 3 wide moves, and we were moving our way forwards fairly well now within the final handful of laps of this race. We came through now on lap 15 down into turns 1, running up in P12 at this point, but behind us we actually got a problem there. Vinnie Miller goes nearly around, hits the outside wall, brings up the caution, and that is going to force overtime here in Daytona. So now we're going to have a chance to get up inside, maybe even a contention for a victory now if we play our cards right. Unfortunately, though, starting on that outside lane here from P12, Justin Allgaier will lead us to the green flag here with just 2 laps to go now in Daytona as overtime is underway. The big thing here is, will we have a surprise winner up at the front? There is potential for it, but in third place right now is Ryan Sieg in the 39 car. He is one of those final few drivers right now that's in the playoffs without a victory here as we go down into turns 3 on still 2 laps to go. I was able to get down to that inside lane behind Ross Chastain. I go up the inside of Noah Gragson. Justin Allgaier would give up the lead and hand it over to Ryan Sieg on this final lap here in Daytona. Now down the back straightaway, I made it 3 wide with Ross Chastain behind the 61 of Hill. We go up the inside of David Starr as well through turns 3 and 4 for the final time here in Daytona. Ryan Sieg leads the way out of turns 4 as it goes down the front straightaway. No competition. Sieg is going to punch his ticket into the playoffs with a win in Daytona as we cross the line there, very close with David Starr to finish in the 9th position here in Daytona. So once again, rallying to a top 10 finish, kind of like we did in Dover. So top 10s all around. We got the win in Watkins Glen, top 10 Dover, top 10 in Daytona. Now P6 in the standings. Ryan Sieg is now locked in the playoffs with the victory. Austin Cindric like P3 in the points without a win, and he's kind of like, he shouldn't have to worry, but we kind of consider him on the bubble due to the situation. But in the next episode, we go to Darlington for both the Xfinity Series, but as well as a Cup Series hot seat. It should be still in a 4-star team, but we will have another announcement likely from Joe Gibbs Racing coming up very, very shortly now here in the coming episodes about who will officially replace Eric Jones in the 20 Cup car. But as always, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do, and I will see you guys in the next one at Darlington for a Cup Series hot seat. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.